Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. This is Mark with Killer Grub with Mark, and I am going to make another cheesecake. I know I made a cheesecake a couple weeks ago. What you guys probably don't know is I probably make a cheesecake every weekend. My friends and my coworkers love it. Anyway, but what I do is I literally play with the ingredients. I play with the amounts of ingredients that I use. I gotta stop saying I literally will adjust the measurements on ingredients to see what kind of results I get from that change. And I write it down every time I make an adjustment to a measurement on an ingredient or a different type of ingredient or whatever. I write it down, and then literally I'm trying to really make the perfect cheesecake. And I've been doing this for a while, and literally I've had people even tell me that, wow, that's the best cheesecake I ever ate, whatever. You know, and I'm just playing with it because there's certain kind of things that I'm looking for in a cheesecake. One of them is, excuse me, is the consistency of the cheesecake, the consistency of how it feels when it, you know, when you take a bite and when you make a slice, does it stay together? Does a chunk fall out of it? Is there things that I can adjust to make that different? The last cheesecake video I made, when I made the slice, a piece did kind of come out of the very end, the very tip of the cut, the slice. And did it make it taste different? Did it make it taste bad? No, it tasted delicious. It was excellent. I got a lot of really, really good feedback on that cheesecake from the people that ate it. Granted, I don't eat that much cheesecake because, well, you know, I have this thing called a big fat belly, and it's because I eat a lot, and you know, it's probably not healthy to eat cheesecake every day. All right, I don't know. Anyway, but I'm playing with the ingredients this time. The adjustment that I'm going to make is I almost always use 4 large eggs. I'm actually using 4 large eggs and plus 1 egg yolk. Okay, I'm hoping that firms it up a little bit because eggs are a binder. Eggs are a binder, as well as flour. And the flour, I'm actually adjusting the amount of flour that I put in. I normally put in about 3 tablespoons. Well, this time I'm putting in an entire 1/4 cup, which is 4 tablespoons. I'm going to put just a little bit more vanilla than I normally, just for the flavor enhancement. I'm actually increasing the key lime juice. I usually put just shy, like 3/4 of this 1/8 of a cup, measuring cup. This time I'm doing pretty much full. But the sour cream, the cream cheese, the heavy cream, those are staying the same. The sugar amount is staying the same because, I mean, most of the recipes that I've seen online on YouTube, blah, 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 they call for anywhere between 1 cup and 1 3/4. Our crust is done. 1 3/4 of sugar. I use 1.5 cups. I trial and error, just like I'm doing right now. Trial and error. I found that 1.5 cups is more than ample. Any more than that, and it's too sweet. It's just too sweet. Sorry about the timer. I just got to yank the crust out. There we go. Crust is out, and it is freaking beautiful. Anyway, back to this. So, like I said, I'm putting a little bit more vanilla. I usually put in 1 teaspoon. Generally speaking, I'm going to put, sometimes I've done 2 teaspoons, and I actually like 2 teaspoons better, but in this one I'm going to put two full teaspoons. Remember, 4 large eggs plus an egg yolk. That's the difference. The main difference in this cheesecake is going to be the extra yolk and then just another tablespoon of flour. Everything else is going to stay the same. So without further ado, let's get making cheesecake. All right, first what we're going to do is we're going to make the graham cracker crust. I've got in here one package, just like this, of graham crackers. I just mashed them up a little bit, all right, and threw them in there. It actually amounts to, without them being finely ground, 2 cups-ish of graham crackers chunked up. And now I'm going to grind them up, okay? I usually, what I do is I'll hit it on pulse a couple times just to get them busted up. And then, okay, they should be pretty much, and they don't have to be a super fine powder or anything. They just need to be ground up. All right, they are ground up beautifully. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of sugar. I don't always put sugar in graham cracker crust. Like, I make a salted caramel tart with a chocolate ganache, and when I do a graham cracker crust with that one, I don't put sugar in it because it's really sweet, decadent dessert, and it doesn't need any extra. Okay, now I'm just gonna pulse this to mix the sugar in. Okay, all right, it's all mixed in. Now I'm gonna pour in the butter, and I usually just kind of fire it up. Pour in the butter. Okay. Give it a few pulses. It should be pretty well mixed up. All right. So, bladder our blade. Put all this stuff where it is not in our way. Okay. And then it should be just perfect to throw into our prepared springform pan. Okay, what I've done is I sprayed the bottom of this with some cooking spray, and then excuse me, here I go with the ums again. And then I put a couple of pieces of parchment paper. I just cut a couple strips, and really all that, it's only in there just to help me get it off of this pan. It doesn't stick or anything, but it just makes it a little bit easier when I release the mold, and then I can take and pull the strips, pull the strips and hold the pan and just slide it right onto whatever I'm going to be sliding onto, onto a plate or onto a cake carrier or whatever. It just makes it a little bit easier, and then you can just slide those out. Okay. You don't have to do that. It's just something that I do. Now I'm just going to pour the graham cracker crumbs right inside. Okay. And then I use this black, little measuring cup. It's a 1/4 cup measuring cup, to just spread them out. Okay. Spread them out. And then what I'll do is I'll start packing them in here. And I don't want to go too far up the sides. I'm going to go up the sides a little bit, maybe an inch up the sides, but I don't go up too far, okay? I just go up a little bit, all right? But I want to get it, you don't pack it in super hard, okay? All right, now I'm going to hit the sides. Hit the sides here. I don't want it real thick. This cheesecake, I know I'm making another cheesecake. I made a cheesecake, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, posted up the video. A lot of people watched it and liked it, and I'm glad they did. I really love cheesecake. All right, let's start off with that. I really love cheesecake. When I was a kid, my mom would always ask me what kind of cake I wanted for my birthday, and it was always cheesecake. I've loved cheesecake my entire life. It wasn't until several years ago that I thought, actually it was kind of on a dare. I've always been a barbecuer. I've always grilled, barbecued, smoked meats, things like that, all my life, and had some friends over for a barbecue, and I always make something. I always make some kind of dessert. I mean, it's just always been kind of a thing. Whenever I, have friends over, whatever, I try to make some kind of a dessert. And I really was kind of torn as to what kind of dessert I was going to make. And one of my friends said, "Why don't you make a cheesecake?" And I said, "I can make a cheesecake." And he said, "Why don't you make it on your grill? Make a cheesecake on your grill." And I was like, wow, I've never tried that before. And I did. I made I'm working it too much now. I made I don't know, I think it was a blueberry swirl cheesecake, I think is what it was. I don't remember exactly. But I made it on the grill. It turned out great. I mean, it literally turned out excellent. Okay, now I'm going to push a little bit harder into the sides. Just a little bit, because I don't want it to all fall down. I don't care if some of it falls down inside, but I don't want it to all fall down, okay? You're going to have a little bit of looseness up at the top, but that's okay. Okay, we're almost done. I'm trying it a little bit different this time. And I'm going to see what the result is. Well, we're all going to see what the result is together, because I'm going to video this and I'm going to post it. Regardless of the results, I'm posting it up. So if I screw up and I make a mistake, you guys will know, don't make that mistake. All right, so what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to put it on a baking sheet. I'm going to pop it in the oven. I've got the oven set at 350 right now. And I'm going to bake it in the oven for about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to pull it out and let it cool while I make batter. So anyway, let me pop this in the oven and then we'll make the batter. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap all of the cream cheese. Okay. You guys normally don't ever see me do this because I'll do it beforehand, because it's a pain in the butt to me. All right, and you're probably only going to see me put one of these in. All right, but boom, it's and like always, my cream cheese, my milk, my sour cream, and my eggs are all at room temperature. That's something that'll never change. And if you want to know why, it's because having your ingredients, your cold ingredients, what would normally be cold, at room temperature is what gives it that super creamy texture. Okay, so I've got my cream cheese in there, okay? And now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna add my sugar. All right, because you wanna cream the sugar. I'll show you what I use. It's called baker's sugar. Because what's important when you mix the sugar, this is Baker's ultra-fine pure cane sugar. That's what I use. It's a really fine grind of sugar. It's a really fine grind of sugar. dissolves well, and that's really key to making your cheesecake creamy. Is that when you cream your cream cheese and your sugar together, you want to dissolve all that. I'm going to go ahead and cream these together. And like I've said before in other videos, this is probably the only stage where it's okay to kind of whip your mixer up a little bit and run it a little higher, because the rest of the time you don't want to run your mixer on a high speed because it whips air into your batter. Alright? This is the only time. I want to cream this, and I want to cream it well. Shut it down, and I'm going to scrape the sides. Okay? Oops. Alright, let's scrape it down. Okay, there we go. Alright. I'll give it another mix. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the heavy cream. Half a cup of heavy cream. Cup heavy cream in the bowl. Okay? See, it's already mixed in. Alright, now I'm going to add my sour cream. Okay, I am going to stop it and lower the bowl just to make it a little bit easier to get the sour cream in there. Okay? And that's 1 cup room temperature sour cream. I could use a smaller spatula, huh? There we go. We got her. Okay, there we go. Our 1 cup of sour cream is in the bowl. Okay, again, wow, look at that, I'm a mess. It's alright. Okay, it is mixing in beautifully. Now I will add I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the key lime. This is key lime juice. It's not lime juice. You can use lime juice. You can use lemon juice. I use key lime. I love the flavor of key lime. You can get real key lime juice. Like I get it at Nuggets. It's delicious. I love this stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the flour now. Like I said, this is one of the things I'm doing differently is I'm adding a little bit more flour. I think I want a little bit more body to the cheesecake, and I'm hoping the flour plus the addition of 1 egg yolk will give me that extra body. I'll go ahead now. That's mixing really good, and I'll put in the vanilla. One of these days I'm going to be using my own vanilla. I've started making my own vanilla. Okay, here goes the vanilla, and this is Madagascar bourbon vanilla. There we go, 2 full teaspoons, like I said, 2 full teaspoons of Madagascar bourbon vanilla in the bowl. I think the last thing I'm going to put in is going to be that key lime. Right? Here's another thing I'm going to do different. Just, I don't know, try this. I'm actually going to mix my eggs. I got 5 egg yolks and 4 eggs plus one extra yolk. This, I think maybe because you just don't want to mix it a lot after you add the eggs. So I thought, well heck, what if I mix up the eggs? Let's try that. Let's give that a shot, okay? So I'm going to put it on low, and I'm just going to kind of slowly add the eggs. Because remember, you usually add the eggs 1 egg at a time. Well, I've got them all mixed, so I'm going to slowly add the eggs. And I'm only going to mix them until they're fully combined. I'm going to try not to overmix. And I think I will scrape the bowl down. After looking at it, I mean, it's mixing up real great. But after looking at it, I think I will scrape the bowl down real quick after the addition of the eggs. Ain't this fun? Okay. Go ahead and scrape down the bowl. The bottom. There's the oven ready. Make sure everything's scraped down real good. I think it is. I think it's just perfect. Okay. Get all the batter off my spatula if I can. Because, you know, we want all that batter in the cake, right? We don't want it on the spatula. I'm going to knock all this stuff off so it doesn't fall into the cake when I pour it. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's give this a mix. It's on number 2. Right, and I'm going to put in the key lime juice right now. Remember, I put a little bit more key lime in there as well. Just a little bit. I mean, it's, yeah, I would say probably another teaspoon is all. That's all the extra key lime I put in there. Probably an extra teaspoon. That was an 1/8 of a cup. All right, we are mixed completely. Yep, I'm not going to mix it anymore. Okay, we are going to add our batter now. So I got to take the beater off here. Okay, oops. Right, rid of the beater. And pull that off. I'm just going to give the batter a little stir here. It is super creamy. All right. All right, just pour the batter in. My favorite part, you know why? Because I know it's getting ready to go in the oven. Look at that. And you can smooth it out. But it pretty much smooth out itself. Alright, so it's cooled. I kind of want the bubbles to get out of there. Alright, so it's cooled off quite a bit. It's completely cooled pretty much. I'm gonna pop it on the, I'm gonna whack it on the counter. See, we have bubble pop right there. There's some more bubbles popping up here. More bubbles popping. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, now I'm gonna pop it in the oven. So let's get that done. All right, now we're gonna go in the oven. Lower third, we're in the lower third section. We got a rack down here, okay? All right. Got to be a little careful on this process right here because that batter will slop out of there. And there we go, we're in the oven. Now we're gonna do 10 minutes. Start. We're gonna do 10 minutes at 475. Ignore what my digital gauge says there because that is not right. It runs hotter than that. We're going to do 475, 10 minutes, lower the temperature to 200, do 1 hour at 200 degrees. Then we're going to turn the oven off. We'll crack it open, put a spoon in there or something. We'll see, whatever I have. And then we'll let it cool naturally in the oven. So, see you in 1 hour and 10 minutes. All right, so it has been, let's see, I don't know, you guys probably saw the clock. I did 10 minutes at 475. I did 1 hour at 200. Then I opened the oven. I put a spoon in there to hold it open, a wooden spoon, and I left it sit until basically it's cool enough to reach in there and take it out with my hands. I didn't have to, the cookie sheet is cool, the baking sheet is cool. It is cool enough to where I can grab it, but it still has a little warmth to it. But the exciting part is no cracks. Look at that cheesecake. Got a couple little pop bubbles on the top, but other than that, it is just phenomenal. Got a little browning around the edges. It's not cool enough to where I can take the spring form off of it yet. I'll do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it sit here and cool on top stove for probably a half an hour. Then I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator and I'll let it sit in the refrigerator. Honestly, it'll sit in the refrigerator till tomorrow. I will refrigerate it until tomorrow. When I get home from work tomorrow, I'll get it out. I'll pop the spring form off of it. And I'll make a video doing all that, okay? But it's going to be tomorrow. If I was a little bit more energetic this morning, I would have probably started earlier, but I had some other things going on this morning. So anyway, it's Sunday. Cheesecake's done. It turned out beautiful. No cracks in it, at least not yet. Normally, if it's going to crack, it would have cracked by now. But anyway, I'm going to let it cool a little bit longer, put it in the refrigerator, and then we will pull it out and check it out tomorrow. So until tomorrow after work, cheesecake looks phenomenal. All right, so I got home from work, pulled my cheesecake out of the refrigerator. I haven't looked at it since I put it in last night, and here it is. No cracks. Turned out, looks amazing. It's got the little browning around the edges and everything. It looks really good. Of course, you know, looks aren't everything. Although a cheesecake that doesn't crack and look like hell is definitely a plus. So let's go ahead. I'm already set up to cut this doggone thing, so I am going to get it set up. What I'm going to do is, this is a springform pan. Of course, the bottom comes out of it. I'm going to take the springform pan and I'm going to put it on top of something. I don't know. I just grabbed this bowl, and I'm going to put it on top of this bowl, and then I'll release the springform, and then I'll drop it out, and then I'll grab the actual cheesecake out of it. It's kind of the plan. We'll see if it works. Do this a little bit, right? Anyway, I'll go ahead and pop it out and see how it works. I've never actually done it like this before. I usually just pop it and then push it up and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I usually, you know, I'm not doing it on camera. So anyway, go ahead and release it. Okay. Sometimes I'll take a little knife and loosen it up, but I didn't do anything this time. There we go. I don't know. Looks pretty good. Put it over here, slide that over yonder, and there it is. There's the cheesecake. Looks pretty good. I don't know. What do y'all think? I think it looks pretty doggone good. There you go. Nice. It looks pretty good. Nice crust, nice browning around the edges. That's kind of what I'm looking for with a cheesecake. So now we're going to cut a piece and give it a taste, right? So here we go. I, generally speaking, will use a thin bladed knife, and I keep a paper towel close by, and I wipe it off in between cuts so that, you know, because cheesecake's going to get kind of messy on there. So let's give it a slice right here. Wow. Okay, pull it out. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay, take another slice. Boom, there we go. Well, that's why it was hard to come out. I figured out why. I had my knife underneath the paper. So, what do you think? That looks pretty doggone good. I think that, to me, passes silver. All right, here we go, folks. There it is. There's the cheesecake. I think I told y'all I'm not a fan of a big, thick, heavy graham cracker crust, and I got it nice and thin. It's exactly how I like it. If you like more of a graham cracker crust, put it thicker on there. It's all choice. But let's. Wow. It feels creamy. Putting the knife through it. But let's check your test. Let's take a taste. Wow. That that's delicious. Excellent cheesecake. Okay. Excellent. A little recap. Remember, wow. I put an extra egg yolk. I normally do 4 large eggs. This time I did 4 large eggs plus 1 yolk. Added another tablespoon of flour. So instead of 3 tablespoons, I put 4 tablespoons of flour. And then I just added a little bit more of the key lime juice. The result, the difference between the 3 tablespoons and the 4 tablespoons of flour and the extra egg yolk, it's creamier. It's creamier. It's not as dense as the last cheesecake. This cheesecake is a little creamier. I'm not going to say it's lighter. It's a little bit creamier. I'm pretty sure that is probably that egg yolk. The flavor is spot on. New York style cheesecake. Of course, you can leave out the key lime. I like that back tang note of the key lime, but you can leave the key lime out, and it'll be just perfect. But it is delicious. I can't wait to share it. I can't wait to share it and get some feedback from the people that I give cheesecake to all the time. So anyway, it turned out excellent. Please try this recipe. Try it like I did. Play with the measurements a little bit. We all know that baking is all about precise measurements of ingredients. There's certain things you can play with this to adjust it to your taste. Me, I like a rich, heavy, kind of thick, creamy cheesecake that just hits me like that is real New York style cheesecake, right? But play with the ingredients. I'm really super happy with this. I hope you will be happy with it. I hope you try it. I hope you love cheesecake as much as I do. I'm kind of I really do love cheesecake, obviously. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the recipes, hit the like button. If you like the content that I'm uploading, and I still have more videos to upload, please subscribe, hit that bell to make sure you get notifications. If you don't hit the bell, you won't get notified when I upload more content. So hit the bell, subscribe. Please leave me comments on what you think. Try this cheesecake and then come back and tell me what you thought, good or bad. I'd love to hear it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Testing 1, 1, 2. Buckle my shoe.